Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the What the Football Channel show. This is the BH and Scrubber show. And on today's show, we're going to be covering the upcoming game of the Commanders versus the Eagles being played at home at 5 o'clock on Saturday. And I will be able to call that game. I might be running just a little late because I have to work, but I will be calling the game. So join us on Saturday at 5 o'clock. It's an unusual Saturday game. I'm looking forward to it. Uh, I'm always on the positive side. You always got a chance to win, especially in these division games. Anything goes. Anything goes. So, BH, welcome. What do you got for us?
Mhm. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a battle against this team. We know that. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just really good top to bottom. But you know, we played a good game against the Giants. Now it's just the Giants, I know, but it was actually organized
Mm-hmm.
top to bottom. It seemed like it was kind of back to like that the Miami and Denver games where we seemed to be playing more like a team. Everyone had a certain identity, was working well together before it fell apart with Minnesota. So, yeah, anything can happen, man. We are going to be without on offense. We're going to be out with Laramie Tunsil.
Right.
I guess Brandon Coleman will start. So it's thank God we have a solid backup left tackle. Our tackles are going to be challenged, man. These guys, they got a rotation at edge that's just unbelievable, dude. I mean, God Almighty, man, they just rotate these guys in, man. Josh Uche, Jalen Hahn, Nolan Smith. They picked up that guy Jalen Phillips. They traded for him, and then their interior guys are just, unbelievable. Jalen Carter's out, but he's been out for a while, and they're still playing well. But yeah, across that front, they're menaces. Their linebackers really good. N'Kobe Dean and Zach Bond.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wouldn't even call it a weak spot. Their safeties are kind of just okay, except that everyone around them is good and they are worked within the scheme. They understand the scheme. That's worth so much when you're well prepared. When you do a lot of film, you understand your role, you understand the scheme. And so as a unit, I mean, they're great. And not just N'Kobe Dean and Zach Bond, but this Jihad Campbell, the rookie.
Yeah.
He's playing good. So yeah, the one thing is, man, against the pass, between those edge defenders and the great coverage that they have with their corners, they have been susceptible to the run.
Yeah.
And obviously it goes without saying. We always say, hey, get that run going, develop it, eat up some clock, have some long drives, force force those linebackers and safeties to cheat up so that you can start getting some passes going. Marcus will need all the help he can get. Um, but they have to, and Marcus has to. Mariota has to run. Can't just be the running backs. I know we've got Chris Rodriguez is back,
Yes.
so thank God, man, because man, poor. I felt sorry for not Bill. Bill did okay.
Jeremy
But
McNichols.
McNichols, they were running up the middle. Poor guy thought he was going to get a concussion.
Yeah.
I mean, he had like 10 rushes I saw, here's the thing, 10 rushes for 6 yards, and his longest run was for 6 yards.
Yeah.
So I meant the other nine. But if you watch the game or even the highlights, poor guy got plastered between the tackles. So anyway, Chris is built for that. That's more his thing. Um, Dollar Bill looked pretty good. I think he was the Pepsi offensive rookie of the week again for his
Nice.
play. Yeah, so he did good. He's coming along slowly. Ben Sinnott had a catch last week. Um, but I don't know if what the game plan was, if how many times they were really looking to go his way or they were keeping him in. I got a feeling in this game they're going to keep him in a lot and maybe you can get a couple of quick, cheap shots. You know what I mean? He's not going to be a weapon or a focal point. I think
I
we
think
love
he only
this.
had that one pass and it was like for 36 yards.
That was it. He looked great. But yeah, I think that's why, see, that's the thing. If you never catch a pass all game, somewhere in the third or fourth quarter, the
Yeah,
safety's going, hey, who's that guy?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
Sinnott.
And you can't miss him either. He's huge.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to a game where they kind of give him the 7 or 8 targets and just like, hey, let's just throw at Sinnott. Let's attack. And this isn't that game. Their linebackers are real athletic and they're I think they're going to need him to stay in line, but maybe he'll get something. But man, super challenging. I'm glad we're at home.
Yep.
I'm glad for that. But yeah, so the offense it's going to be an uphill climb. So what do you think about the D?
Well, going into this game, we just come off a 8 game losing streak and we won. So, and the Eagles came off a 3 game losing streak and they pummeled Las Vegas. So, that's like we played the Giants, but we're on their same level. But for them to, take, they beat Las Vegas. Okay. Good job, you beat
Yeah,
up a little kid. So,
right.
they played pretty good, but Vegas was just in every category, they just played like crap. So,
Yeah,
going back to last season, we split with the Eagles and we lost in the NFC Championship. So we know we can beat them. It is being played at home. And like you said, get the run game going. If you can get that going, stay ahead of the sticks, score a few points, and shorten the game a little bit, run the clock. Don't let them, have monster drives and long plays with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert, who's actually their go-to guy. So if we can
yeah,
just stay with them, keep the game even, and just burn the clock up and keep going, I think we have a chance. So, and then the other thing is on the offensive side, Colton Yankoff is out. Lawrence Cager is in.
okay,
So he
good.
come up off the practice squad, and so replacing Yankoff. And then on the defensive side, Eddie Goldman is out, so that we're going to miss him. I love that guy. And then Jonathan Jones and Johnny Newton are both still questionable, but we have Antonio Hamilton Sr. can fill in for Jonathan Jones. He did a great job last week. Uh, Player of the game, if you ask me. He did a
Yep,
great job. So Jalen Hurts and the boys are going to come out. They got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Like I said, they got Dallas Goedert. I think Goddard got the lion's share last week of the passes, so that's going to be tough on us. We don't do well with tight ends.
we
So
don't.
we're going to have to watch out for that. They rely on the running game. Saquon, of course, Saquon Barkley. He's really, really good. He takes the lion's share as well, but they got Tank Bigsby.
Yep.
He took about 10 or 11 handoffs last week, so he's dangerous as well. Uh, Really, we're going to have to do. I think what happened last week is nice to be able to play an easier team and to gel a little bit. When
Yeah.
you're playing these monster teams all the time and you just can't gel for a quarter or a half, it must be, demoralizing. But when with that game against the Giants, we kind of got right a little bit. All aspects of the game worked really, really good.
Yeah.
Even the special teams worked great. If we could just cut down on the penalties, we had 11 last week, and cut down on the turnovers. Uh, like we said last week, you can get away with that against the Giants. You're not going to get away with that against the Eagles.
No.
So they'll just take total advantage of it. It is, like you said, it's going to be a home game, but I expect to see a lot of Eagles fans there. It's not really that far away from
Yeah.
Philadelphia. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can win it though. I mean, like we say, it's a division game. Anything can happen. And I think with Marcus out there, he's probably had more practice with the offense than Jaden. So he knows what's going on. He's got it under control. If he could just not fumble and not just get
Yeah.
quaky and just throw it,
Yep.
uh, uh, I
Yeah, he
think we
does
have
have.
a legitimate chance to win.
Yeah, Marcus. He just every now and then he kind of like on some of his interceptions, he just got some of these brain fart
Yeah.
interceptions. And like you said, playing the Giants, that's okay, and the Eagles will just make you pay. right off the bat. So,
Hmm.
yeah, and they are fighting for seeding in the playoffs.
Hmm.
It's an important. It's not a kind of game where God's Commanders doesn't matter. It does matter. They lose, and they could drop down like any team. You want to play at home as much as you can. Um, and
They
yeah,
play the
that's
Bills. The Eagles play the Bills next week.
yeah, and teams do look ahead.
Yep.
They do have a chance, and like you said, though, playing the Raiders, really top to bottom, about as horrible a team. So you really don't. So they have the opposite end. They really didn't do anything special. I mean, it
Right.
just was easy. And you made a great point with us. At least we get to feel the flow of our different defense and our offense flowing how it's supposed to go, where you're supposed to be.
Right.
I mean, Minnesota just overran us,
Hmm.
and there was no time. Any kind of a scheme or game plan just got blown up. You didn't
Yeah.
have a chance to implement it. Goddard's going to be a problem, and I think Jonathan Jones and Johnny Newton, they're questionable, which almost always means they'll play.
Hmm.
So with Jones back, um, that along with last week's MVP, that would really strengthen our DBs. You
Yep.
know, with Iggy and Mike Sain was still out there. That would really be nice to have all four of them out there because we'll need them, all of them. Oh my God! And we don't
Yeah.
want AJ Brown going off early because once he gets started, he'll have one of those 2 touchdown, 140-yard games, and then you're crushed. He's tough. I don't know who's going to be covering him over there, but he's a big dude. So
Yeah. He is.
man.
Maybe you'll have one of
Um,
his crybaby games and they won't feed him. So
yeah, maybe if they don't throw it to him right away, he'll be all pissed and go sulk. And
yeah.
yeah, man. So yeah, that's about it, man. That's all I
Yep.
got. I'll be there in you're gonna live stream, right?
Yes, I am. So I'm going to try and get here by 5. I'm going to take off work maybe a little early and get here and get everything fired up and ready to go. And we're going to cheer our team on and hope for a victory. Take what we can get.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be in the chat.
Yep.
There's no other games going on. I think after that is the Green Bay Chicago game, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, me too. All right, everybody. We appreciate you. Thanks.